So, you have 1 pound of clay here. Stick the clay onto the wheel head. Just dampen the wheel head and stick it on. I've already did it. I just wetted the wheel like this with a bit of water. Stuck it on. It's good to help start centering by turning it slowly and tapping it a little bit. Gives you a head start. Just enough water to make everything slide. You don't want gallons of water flying everywhere. So it slides through your hands nicely. Now we're going to put pressure down and to the side. And the way I do this is at a 45-degree angle, holding the clay like this, making a movement towards my middle thigh. It can also be done by pushing away, pulling towards you, but predominantly one hand is going to do the work, your right hand, and your left hand is going to support the movement that your right hand is doing. So you're going to put the pressure on, hold the pressure there, 45-degree angle, pushing in, so you're pushing down and to the side, hold the pressure, feel and watch the clay, and you want to make it run true without any wobbles, like that. So I'll just send it off again. It doesn't want to be like this. So hold the pressure there, hold it. I'm putting about 8 pounds of pressure on. Hold the pressure, and it's very important to slowly release the pressure when you take your hands away. Now, if you don't do that, if I hold the pressure on like this and I hold it about 8 pounds of pressure and I suddenly take it away, that happens. And you'll never center the clay. So it's very important to take the pressure away slowly. Now, the idea of releasing the pressure is something you do during the whole throwing process. Whenever you apply pressure, you're always releasing it gently. Now, we need to go down to make the thickness of the base. And the way I do this is, generally speaking, my left hand is inside the clay and my right hand is outside the clay, and your hands are always locked together. One hand is supporting the other. So imagine your left hand is a tool and your right hand is going to help the tool. So I'm going to push down, and you want to make the thickness of the base. Now you don't want to go down too far, otherwise you go straight through to the wheel head and you'll have no base. So what we do is you go down so far, and then you take your pin or needle tool, as they call it. This is just a needle in a cork. It's in a cork because then I don't lose it when it goes into water. And you can press right through to the wheel head, bring your finger out, and you can see how thick it is. That's about about a little less than a quarter inch, which is fine for this amount of clay. Slightly too thick is better than slightly too thin. So once you've made the thickness of your base, you then want to make the width of your base. So the same grip, and this is called the claw grip here, and that same grip will open the clay out. So your fingers, 2 middle fingers, are going to come towards your thumb, and your right hand again is going to help support that movement. So slowly I pull it out like this. And again, I'm putting pressure on, and now I'm going to slowly release the pressure. So I've opened it up. Now we're going to make a small bowl. So in this position, we have the thickness of our base, the width of our base, and now we have this big ring of clay on the outside, and the same claw grip, we're going to squeeze that ring of clay. So again, everything's supported, and I'm going to squeeze about 1/3 of that thickness. And as you squeeze, the clay is going to move, and as it moves, you move as well. So look what happens. Like that. And again, I come near the top, and I'm slowly going to release the pressure. Very important. Just put a little bit of pressure on the rim here. So now we still have a thickness here that can be thinned out. So the same thing again, that claw grip here, you're going to squeeze that clay and slowly come up and release the pressure. It's important that you don't squeeze too hard, otherwise your fingers will come together and you'll pinch off a big ring of clay. So now it's fairly even thickness. We can thin it out a little bit more. Now when you get to a certain stage, you need to extend that claw grip. Instead of using one hand, you can use two hands. So I'm going to you're always making sure that the clay is sliding through your fingers. It doesn't grip anywhere. So now I'm going to, my fingertips here, I'm going to squeeze the clay one more time, very gently. Come up. As I come up, I'm releasing the pressure because it's thicker at the bottom than at the top. And then we have our little ball. Now we need to take the water out. The water can't sit inside the ball, so with a sponge you can take it out like that. And then with your fingers you can just go over the sponge marks like this, looking for a nice bowl shape. And then we have our ball. Now we have a little skirt of clay. Let me just take the water off the wheel head. We have a little skirt of clay on the base that we can remove with this tool. So you put this edge point on the wheel head, and this edge here slides in and removes that skirt like this. So I've just removed this piece of clay here, and then the ball is ready to be lifted off the wheel. So with the wire, I usually run the wire away from me because sometimes the wire can flick and splatter clay on your clothes. So we just do that, and it's ready to be lifted off. Now to lift a ball off the wheel, you lift the back edge first, and then you run your fingers around the bottom edge only, not underneath the ball. And you find a balance, and you can lift it up like that. And it's gone slightly over, but that will correct itself when you put it down on a board. So you then put the far edge back onto the board, run your fingers around to the front, and slowly release. There you have it.